Hello students, once again welcome to the LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. Let's start with the course Mathematics 1, and today's chapter is multiple integrals. In this chapter we have today's topic is triple integrals. So to solve triple integral we have basic concept till this lecture, that how to integrate double integration, how to find limit in Cartesian and polar. So using that basic concept and today's new concept, we will solve the triple integral. Okay. So first, the triple integral in Cartesian coordinate system. So what is Cartesian coordinate and how we can solve triple integral in Cartesian? Let's have a look on the topic. The triple integral of continuous function f of x comma y comma z. Now we have three variables x, y and z. Over the region capital V can be evaluated by three successive integrations. That means with respect to x, with respect to y and with respect to z. And order of this x, y and z may vary according to the examples. Okay. The triple integration of x, f of x comma y comma z over the region V is denoted by this notation. Triple integration over region V, f of x comma y comma z dv. dv, that means dx dy dz or dy dx dz or dz dy dx. Anything. Order may depend on the example. Okay. Now, how to find this integration and what is the limit of this integral? So let region V is bounded below by the surface z is equal to z1 of x comma y and above by the surface z is equal to z2 of x comma y. Let the projection of V. What is the projection? That we know that if this is the any surface, that it's a projection in xy plane. When we put light on top of this surface, so we will get some region in xy plane. So projection of region V in xy plane B capital R, which is bounded by the curves y is equal to y1 and y is equal to y2 of x in the term of x, and the line x is equal to a and x is equal to b. Then the triple integral is defined as this: I is equal to that the two limit of z, z is equal to z1 to z is equal to z2, which is inside, which is a function of x and y. So we will integrate with respect to z as we have discussed for the double integration. In the term of x and limit y, so dy inside. Same way, limit of z, limit z in the term of x, y. So we will put z inside. After integrate this, we will use this resulting expression and we will integrate with respect to y, because inside limit is of y in the term of x. So with respect to y. Then we have this resulting expression or resulting answer will be integrated with respect to x finally. Okay, so we have three successive integration. Now it is depend on the, as I told, inside limit. This limit and this limit. Both the limit are of the form x and y. So first we will integrate with respect to z. Then after completing with respect to z, we have two variables x and y. So same concept we have to apply as double integral. So let's have a look on the example so you can understand better. So we have one example, triple integration. First integration 0 to 2, 1 to z and 0 to yz. Now here doesn't mention that it is the limit of x, y or z, and here given dx divided dz. So we cannot be direct, we cannot decide that it is with respect to x and y and z. First we have to check inside limit is of y and z. So inside limit is of y and z, so this is a limit of x. Limit of x. So first we integrate with respect to x. So this is true. Okay, so we have this finished. After completing this, now we have just only remaining two variables, y and z. Now we have to see inside limit is of the form of z. Of the form of z, that means it is y. So we have dy inside, and the last we will integrate with respect to z. Okay, so this given order is okay, and we can follow this order. If this is not okay, then we can change this dy, dx and dz, okay, according to the given limit. Now we have uh, given is okay. So as I told, first we integrate with respect to x. At that time, yz are constant. So yz as it is, and integration of x is x square by 2, and we will put 0 to yz at the end of this box. Now upper limit minus lower limit. So we have y square z square by 2, and 0, if we put 0, so it becomes 0. So we have y square z square by 2, 1 by 2 we can take outside. So by multiplying this, we have y cube z cube. Okay, other limit and divide dz, everything as it is. Now we integrate with respect to y. Okay, so now integrate with respect to y. At that time, z cube constant. So z cube as it is, and integration of y cube is y raised to 4 by 4. So z cube as it is, and integration of y cube. So y raised to 4 by 4, upper limit minus lower limit. So we can take this 4 outside. So 1 by 8, 4 2s are 8, and upper limit if we put z, so z raised to 4, and lower limit 1, so 1 raised to 4, that means 1, so z raised to 4 minus 1. Now multiply z cube to this bracket, so we have z raised to 7 minus z cube. Okay, now we integrate this with respect to z. So we have this step, I am just writing again, same step. We integrate with respect to z, so z raised to 7 becomes z raised to 8 by 8, and z raised to 3 becomes z raised to 4 by 4. Now 1 by 8 as it is, upper limit minus lower limit is 0, so we have 0, and upper limit if we put 2, so 2 raised to 8 by 8, and 2 raised to 4 by 4. By simplifying this, we have 32 minus 4, and uh, subtracting this, we have 7 by 2 is the final answer. Okay, so as we have integrated with two variables, same we have to integrate with respect to three variables, one by one. Okay, nothing else. But we have to just keep one thing in our mind, that we integrate with respect to one variable, other variable treated as a constant. Simple, same concept. Okay, so now we have second method of triple integral, that triple integration in cylindrical coordinate system. So which are the cylindrical coordinate system, and how we can convert given Cartesian to coordinate? Let's have a look on this topic. So cylindrical coordinates are r, theta and z are used to evaluate the integral in the region which are bounded by cylinders along z-axis and plane through z-axis and plane perpendicular to z-axis. Okay, so whenever the given region is bounded by this cylinder along z-axis, plane through z-axis or plane perpendicular to z-axis, at that time we will convert the Cartesian coordinate into cylindrical coordinate. And to convert the Cartesian into cylindrical coordinate, we have this transformation: x is equal to r cos theta, y is equal to r sin theta, and z is equal to z itself. Okay, if we put all these three in given integral, this we will get in triple integration as it is, and we will change the limit according to given limit, and this f of x comma y comma z become f of r cos theta, r sin theta and z as it is, and dx dy dz becomes j dz dr d theta, as we have seen by Jacobian change of variable. And what is j? We know the j given by Jacobian j del x comma y comma z upon del r comma theta comma z. Jacobian j And what is the value of x, y, z that we have given here? So by using Jacobian, we can find j, and which will be r. So we have dx dy dz becomes r dz dr d theta. Okay, so new integral becomes this r dz dr d theta in the place of dx dy dz. And function is also changed. Now just we have to change the limit at the end of this 2. Okay, so to understand how we can use cylindrical coordinate, let's have a look on the example. First example, it is already given in cylindrical form. Okay, so no need to convert, just we have to integrate. First we have to integrate with respect to theta because of this. So after integrate with respect to theta, we will integrate with respect to r and with respect to z. So let's start with the solution. So now when we integrate with respect to theta, for that we have to just convert this cos square into one trigonometry formula 1 plus cos 2 theta by 2. Z square as it is, this r as it is, okay, and we can take theta inside. So now we can integrate this term. Now to integrate this, r square by 2 as it is, and integration of 1 is theta, integration of cos 2 theta is sin 2 theta by 2, and this z square is constant, so z square into theta. So we have this integration. Now upper limit minus lower limit. If we put 2 pi in the place of theta, we have upper limit, this 2 pi. If we put 2 pi here, then 4 pi and 2 pi here. Now if we put 0, 0, sin 0, 0, and this is 0. So 0, 0. So this term will be 0. Now we know that sin 4 pi is 0. Yes. So this term also 0. So now we have r square by 2, 2 pi into this plus z square 2 pi. So we can take 2 pi outside. So remaining r square by 2 plus z square. Now we can multiply this r with this bracket. So we have r cube by 3. So r cube by 2 plus z square into r. Now we integrate with respect to r. So this r cube become r raised to 4 by 4. 4 2s are 8. And this r is r square by 2. So we have 2 pi as it is. And by integrating this, upper limit minus lower limit. If we put r is equal to 0, lower limit, then this entire term is 0. So we will put only root z here and here. So root z whole raised to 4, that means z square, and root z whole square, that means z only. So we have z square by 8, and this becomes z. So z square into z is z cube. So we have this, and 8 and 2 as it is. Now we can integrate with respect to z. So z cube by 3, that means 3 8s are 24, and z raised to 4 by 4, that means 8. So upper limit minus lower limit gives this. And by simplifying this, we have final answer. By cancel out this, we have final answer is pi by 3. So simple, because it is already given in cylindrical form. But now we have one more example, and in this example Cartesian coordinate system is given, and we have to convert this into cylindrical coordinate, and the solid is bounded by the surface this and this. Z is equal to 0, Z is equal to 1, as we have discussed. Okay, two plane along the Z axis, and this is the cone. Okay, so solution, we will convert this. So in cylindrical coordinate r, theta and z, here x, y and z is this. By putting this into this expression, we will have x square plus y square is equal to r square because of this 2, as we have seen in polar coordinate. So under root of this is r, and as we have discussed, dv, that means dx dy dz, and which is equal to j dz dr d theta, but we have seen that Jacobian j is r. So we can put here r dz dr d theta. So we have this dv is ready. We have this integral, this r, this value of under root x square is r is also ready. Now we have to only find the limit. Here limit is given then z is lies between this and this. Why? Because z square is equal to x square plus y square. That means z is equal to under root x square plus y square. And from lower side we have z is equal to 1. So z lies between these two 1. And we can put this value is r. So z, limit of z is in between r to 1. Theta is 0 to 2 pi. And r is 0 to 1. Okay. So we have given integral convert like this becomes r, dv becomes r dz dr d theta. So we have this r square. Now we will convert this limit. We will put the value of limit. So we have these three limit. Limit of z is r to 1. Limit of r is 0 to 1. And limit of theta is 0 to 2 pi and r square. First we integrate with respect to z. Always here in cylindrical. So r square constant. So we can take outside from this integration. So we have this r square as it is. And integration of 1 is z, upper limit minus lower limit. So we have 1 minus r. Now multiply r square in this bracket. So r square minus r cube. Now integrate with respect to r. So our integration of r square is r cube by 3. Integration of r cube is r raised to 4 by 4. Now upper limit minus lower limit. So we have this. Lower limit is 0, so it's 0. So 4 minus 3 by 12. Is 1 by 12. We can take outside. We have remaining 1. Integration of 1 with respect to theta is theta. So we have theta. Upper limit 2 pi. Minus 0 is 2 pi. So we have, by cancelling this, we have pi by 6 is the final answer. So this is how we can convert Cartesian into cylindrical coordinate. Now same way we have the spherical coordinate, spherical coordinate. So how we can convert the Cartesian into spherical, and which are the spherical coordinates? So r, theta and phi are the used to evaluate the integral. These are the spherical coordinate. Okay. How we can convert the spherical Cartesian to spherical? So relation between Cartesian to spherical coordinate is given by x is equal to this one, r sine theta cos phi, y is equal to r sine theta sin phi, z is equal to r cos theta. This is the transformation that you have to remember. So if you put in this equation, so this becomes this, and as we have discussed, dx dy dz become j dr d theta d phi. What is j? J is Jacobian, which is given by x del x y z upon del r theta phi. And value of this, by using these three value x, y, z, it will be r square sine theta, that you have to remember. So if you put value of Jacobian here, so we have this integral r square sine theta and dr d theta d phi. And this is the function which is converted into r theta and phi. Thereafter, by finding this limit, we can calculate the given example. So let's have a look on the example, so you can understand better how we can convert the given Cartesian into spherical coordinate system, and why we need to convert, because this kind of example cannot be solved easily by Cartesian coordinate. So we need to convert into spherical coordinate or cylindrical according to given data. Okay, so here it is difficult to integrate this integral in Cartesian form. So by putting this transformation, and this transformation is for cylindrical transformation, sorry, spherical transformation. So integral change into spherical form. So integration in the region of integral in the positive octant of the plane, because 0 to infinity, 0 to infinity, 0 to infinity. So dx, dy and dz all are in 0 to infinity, that means in the first octant only, not first quadrant, because it gives 8 part, that's why octant. Okay, so limit of r will be, this limit of r becomes 0 to infinity. Okay, and limit of theta is 0 to pi by 2 because of first octant, and limit of phi is also 0 to pi by 2 because of first octant, positive octant. Okay, so we have all these three limit, theta, r and phi, by putting in this, and this is the graph of new spherical coordinate system. So given integral becomes 0 to, this is given, so it becomes 0 to infinity limit of r, theta and phi, and this dx divided dz becomes r square sine theta dr d theta d phi, 1 as it is, and x square plus y square z square is r square whole square as it is. Now we have this is r, so we can take limit integration separate. This is the term of theta, we can separate as we have discussed in very first lecture. So this is r, this is theta and this is phi. We can integrate these three separately. Okay, so this is so easy to integrate this. Sine, integration of sine is minus cos, and integration of 1 is pi. But to integrate this with respect to r, we need to suppose r is equal to tan t. So dr is equal to sec square t dt. Now we will convert the limit. If r is equal to 0, if we put here, so tan inverse 0 is 0, so t is equal to 0. If r is equal to infinitive, so if we put here infinitive, so tan inverse infinitive is pi by 2, so t pi by 2. So new limit will be 0 to pi by 2. Is r square, that means r is tan theta, so tan square. In denominator, r square is tan square, so 1 plus tan square is sec square raised to 2, that means sec raised to 4, and dr become sec square t dt. Okay, now by cancelling this, remaining here 2, and integration of this and integration of this. Now we know that tan square, that means sine square t by cos square t. In same way, sec square, that means 1 by cos square t. So we can cancel out this. We have remaining sin square t. So we have this same term first, and then after simplifying this, so first integral become this. Integral of sine is minus cos theta, and 1 is phi. Upper minus lower, and integration of this we can use directly reduction formula, as we have seen that n minus 1 upon n reduction formula. So 2 minus 1, 1 by 2, and this is 1 by 2. That means we will put pi by 2 as we have discussed. So for that we have to follow the lecture number 4. Okay, and upper limit minus lower limit pi by 2 and 0, and here pi by 2 minus 0. So cos pi by 2 is 0, cos 0 is 1, so minus 1 plus 1 is 1, and this is pi by 2. So we have pi by 4, 1 and pi by 2. So final answer is pi square by 8. So simple. So these are the some DIY examples that you have to solve by yourself. And as I told, each and every time practicing, more practice will make you perfect. So keep practicing, keep learning, use pen and paper so you can understand better. And we will see you soon with next lecture of this chapter, and which will be the last lecture of this chapter. So thank you for watching this video. Keep watching and keep practicing. Thank you.